Hi guys and welcome to ThrustZone.com. This is Mohit Soni right in front of you for the very first time on our channel. This is the OLA S1 Pro that has come to us. OLA has very kindly decided to lend it to us for the next couple of days. After spending more than 3 days with it, here we are with our first impressions. Of course, you've seen this scooter earlier on the roads and we couldn't do the first ride, but a road test is always welcome and we've spent some time, so let me tell you what it is like. As you can see, the scooter looks futuristic, very new, something unique, never seen before in the way the design is done. The front panel is huge. It's got these alien like lights which are LED projector setup with an LED DRL, which is really impressive. That's the party piece. It's got a lovely set of 12-inch alloy wheels here. It's a completely plastic scooter. Build quality could have been better. Finish in many areas could have been better. But again, it looks like a scooter, that is very pleasing to look at, very futuristic. So you can live with it quite easily because apart from small bits, it is a scooter that is very good on your eyes. As you can see, everything is well covered to make sure that it's aerodynamic and everything sits very flushly. That's the very large seat. It is positioned very low. That is how you will recognize the S1 Pro. That is also the charging port for the scooter. It's got a nice grab rail, flash finish for the tail lamps. You've got speakers here with slight recesses inside to make sure you've got an USB port here, and it's got no key, so you will have to start up the scooter and get into it. Overall, I think we're done with the design. You can see there is a mat here. The floorboard is not plastic, and again, this should have been secured here as well, but I don't see the factory mat having a closed hook here. And surprisingly, when it was raining yesterday, the water collected here as well. So I think Ola needs to have a better mat. Again, an exposed wheel here also makes it look really nice. You've got disc brakes on both ends. That is also impressive. The seat cover feels very high quality, very nice, but I think it feels a little bit flimsy as well, a bit more plasticky than usual. Let's jump into the tech part. That's why I'm very keen on showing you. You enter the password. It gives you a very Microsoft startup sort of way. The screen is loading up. That's how the home screen looks like. The trunk opening button is also here, so again you are relying on the digital aspect. That's the boot. I will show you how the empty part looks like. And as you can see, it's got a huge charger here, and this is of course the cover. I don't know why Ola has given that. There's a helmet, which I don't know why Ola has given it to us. But yeah, very large under storage area because this battery sit even lower. It's still got a ground clearance of 165 mm, which is really impressive. This also feels slightly loose, could have been tightened, but the best part here is that this is very flat, so that also liberates a lot of space. You can, as you can see, it is popped up till quite high, and still it sits very perfectly well. So carnivorous amount of space on the inside. The first teaser was all about getting two helmets inside. It can definitely put one big full-size helmet that we use on a daily basis that you will see in this video, and then you can put a lot more stuff in it at the same time. See, if we didn't use the screen for some time, it went into saying that it will go into lock mode, and it has gone into lock mode. We'll have to start the scooter again by pressing the start button, entering the passcode, and here you go. Starts again with the noise coming from the speakers. Let's jump directly to the settings, where you can see Bluetooth is finally enabled. MoveOS2 is here, and as you can see, these are all the battery stats on offer. You've got brightness for the screen, sound setting is on offer, and as you can see, the touch is not very responsive, but it's not very slow either, so you can live with it quite easily, that's for sure. And that's what it's showing here, the distance traveled. It's a pretty brand new scooter that Ola's given it to us. You can go into dark mode as well. Again, as you can see, the takes time getting used to. Let's stay in the light mode for now. And yeah, you've got Bluetooth, you've got all the stats. These are all settings. You've got inbuilt navigation. You've got Goa here selected on the map, so it's got inbuilt navigation, which is really impressive. It's showing that it will take 14 hours for me to reach. Needless to say, I'll have to charge at least 7 to 8 times before I reach Goa on the scooter. and yeah, but it works. It's a very nice infotainment system. In terms of features, well, it still doesn't have cruise control and TPMS is what I hope for, but it has a reverse mode, and it also has the way you can control the call that will come to the phone, and you can control it via answering it from here and rejecting it from here. Everybody will hear what you're talking on the phone because the speakers are mounted there, so it's best that you don't use it unless you want to play music. You can do that and still everybody around you will listen to it. If you're cool with that, if you're not an introvert, go for it. I say that's the riding mode, and 4 modes on offer: normal, sport and hyper. To get the eco mode on, you will have to let me show you that. Take the side stand off, press the brake lever, press the start button, it goes into normal, sport, hyper, long press, eco. So that's the new eco mode on offer. It still shows that I can do 121 kilometers if I stay in the eco mode till the very end, so that's really impressive. 198 in normal, 87 in sport, and 71 in hyper. So I think it's got a pretty good range. Even while riding fast, you can still get, let's say, 100, 105 per range. We'll finish the test, let you know. We'll try it, put in here, or of course you can come to our website and read the entire road test. But I'll try and keep it in the description as well, how much range we could take out, because this is our shooting before the scooter leaves, and we are yet to do a range test because we are short on time and the scooter is only here for a couple of days. We'll have to at least keep it for 2 to 3 weeks to do a proper range test, which will happen. So subscribe for that to our channel. And the lights, like I said, they look great. They provide good illumination and spread in the night as well. Yeah, that's the button, and that's the LED DRL that will only come on when you start the scooter. The side stand feels a bit tricky because in a situation like this where we are on a slightly banked surface, slightly slope basically, it is sort of not making me comfortable. It feels like it can fall down because the way it's been done, and I think you will have to be careful about that. But the impressive part, of course, is just not the features, not the futuristic look, but it's the powertrain that is on offer. Let's jump into the riding part now. So one more thing we would like to tell you before we start with the riding part is this, that when you now the screen has gone off again after not using it for 30 seconds. Let's start the screen. On starting the screen, that's how you do it. If I get far away from the scooter, or if I leave it unattended, or because there is a proximity sensor in the scooter, it will lock after 30 seconds if it stays like this on its own. But if the handlebar is also turned on the other side, and if I leave the scooter, it will switch off the engine and handle lock it on its own, because we know for a fact that it doesn't have any key, it doesn't have any card or anything like that. So it detects that it's not being used for let's say 30 seconds or more. It will shut down the engine, the screen, and handle lock the scooter on its own. So that is something nice. You will have to make sure that the passcode is very, very unique and you're not using it in the public, because it can be a scary situation in that aspect. And yeah, see, the screen is gone, the handle is locked. I didn't do anything, there's no key. So that's one of the nifty features, but at the same time you'll have to keep the Indian sort of / Asian context in mind, that you're not using the pin code in front of everybody, and making sure that it stays safe. That's it. That's what the special feature we wanted to explain. Now let's jump to the ride. So what is the Ola S1 Pro like to ride? Well, sitting on the scooter, first you realize that you sit quite low, the handlebar is slightly higher. That means that getting used to the scooter is going to take some time, because my very first long ride on the scooter resulted in a bit of a back pain, because this is not a very comfortable riding position to have. You sit very low, the handlebars are quite high, so it will stretch some part of your body or the other, which will take some time getting used to. I think at day 2 I was feeling better than before, than the first day, and on the third day I was fine. So don't be afraid, and don't think that it's not going to be comfortable. It will be for you ahead. And once you start riding, you realize that the engine, the electric motor is a bit noisy than you expect it to be, but at the same time, this is a 4 kilowatt battery motor. It's got a 5500 watt motor along with a 4 kilowatt battery, which makes 58 newton meters of torque, which is segment best by a huge shot. That makes the acceleration really impressive. Eco mode, normal mode feel very similar. Eco mode is very subdued. Normal mode is extremely linear, but it will go ahead, but it will go ahead very linearly, very slowly. It's the sport mode which feels completely free and completely open. So the moment you open the throttle, it just shoots ahead in no time. And then there's the hyper mode, which just again is even above that, and it does 80-90 kilometers an hour in no time from a standstill. So that's really impressive. We did that couple of times on the traffic light, and everybody was impressed and looking at the scooter and asking me questions that how is it this fast, because it's quite frankly, people don't realize how quick the Ola scooter is. That is what had us excited in the beginning, because the way the performance numbers were, it is truly being delivered now on the road. So what we wished for is here, what we wanted is very visible in the performance of the Ola S1 Pro. Like I said, straight line speed is really good and all the riding modes make a lot of sense. They've been tuned in a very right way, in a very unusual way, because eco and normal mode usually don't behave like this. It's a very different way of how normal mode is being done very specifically with the Ola. I think that's a nice move, but it's also something that you need to get used to, because other manufacturers do it very differently, because normal mode usually feels just about okay, but in this it's also really a bit subdued. I think that's more of an electric thing than the IC engine thing. That's a story for another day. You can go on and on about it. But in terms of handling, the 12-inch wheels at the front and the back, monoshock suspension on both ends, and the handlebar, since I said it's mounted quite high, so it feels a bit top heavy, but slight amount, not doesn't require huge amount of effort to roam around. But again, like I said, when you sit low, the handlebar is that high. It takes some time used to. When you will get used to, you'll realize that it's still a very nimble scooter in the city. It's agile in the corners. It feels stable enough at high speeds. I think our tires here are overinflated, so it was feeling a bit jittery over bad roads and rumblers that the roads have right now. I think our air pressure being normal will make a lot of sense. But at the same time, more air pressure in electric scooters makes sure that you get as much range as possible, just like any other IC engine equipped scooter or motorcycle. And yeah, that's what our experience has been. We are impressed with the performance. We like how it behaves in the city, how it corners, how it feels stable, and the kind of range it delivers. It can be charged via its own charger within 6.5 hours, so that's also really impressive. And let's say from 12 to 6 or from 6 to 12, you can charge the scooter, and if you have a charger right outside your house, brilliant, you can switch it off and go to sleep, and then in the next morning you can take the scooter out and resume back to your everyday duties. The Ola S1 Pro then will make sure that your life is easier, performance is ample, range is good enough, and that's what the Ola S1 Pro is all about. It breaks barriers because of its powertrain, but at the same time there are many unconventional things which such as the build quality and the way other things are done, and the way things are finished, need to be improved as well. It is truly a scooter that is completely unique, but at the same time it needs to prove itself now, because it has everything what it takes. It's only in the long term where we'll be able to know what the Ola S1 Pro is capable of, because there are a lot of faults that have come to light in the days ever since its original launch and first day of deliveries. Ola has to make sure that those problems are sorted for a very bright future that awaits them, because this is a very capable scooter and we can't wait to spend some more time with it and see Ola's S1 Pro go ahead and hopefully inspire the competition also to make something as good as this. Thank you so much for watching. Make sure you like, share, subscribe to our channel. Still have some questions, put them in the comment section below. Until then, goodbye.